Growth changes things. It changes pressure. It changes expectation. It even changes how people look at you and how much you're tempted to cut the corners. So the question isn't whether you'll grow or not. The real question is who you'll become as you grow. So we're talking about ethical growth, how to expand your career or your business without losing trust, values, or yourself in the process. Let's talk about it right after this.
Educate, empower, enable, impact. Thank you for tuning in to That Will Never Work, an award-winning podcast where we share inspiring information and personal experiences related to business and the entrepreneurial journey from those who are leaders in their respective field. Now, here's your host, author and business coach, Maurice.
What values guide your decisions when growth creates pressure? What values guide your decisions when growth creates pressure? And I can say this for myself, which is I would pride myself on being honest with myself. I would. At least that's what I felt. And so when I felt the pressure from life coming down on me, I felt like being honest with myself was the key to me getting out the situation. And so what happened is that for those of you who don't know, and I would like for you to take a look at my Well Why Not workbook or even my 50 Visionaries project, I would like you to understand that, or even listen to my other podcast, the No Fruit podcast, where I speak about my health challenges a few years ago, where I, as a husband who was just married under 10 years, who had kids under the age of 10, and who had just moved and into a new home, who had someone who had just started a new position at work. And so unfortunately, the pressures of life was pressing me down. And so I am growing, right, in life. My kids are growing, my wife, and our marriage is growing, and I am we just moved into a new home that has grown, and now I have moved into another job position that has grown. So growth around me created some pressure. And so I had to understand in that moment of truth, which was, again, part of the things that I felt like I valued in myself, was trying to be honest with me, which is, Maurice, this is not for you. This stress is not for you. This environment is not for you. What you're looking for is not where you're going. So I want you to understand that growth magnifies your character. See, success doesn't create character. It reveals it. And as responsibilities increase, small compromises become big consequences. And professionals who grow ethically anchor these decisions to values before pressure arrives. And so, unfortunately, I did not understand that I really need to be more truthful with myself, about myself, around myself. That, hey, these things that's going on all at one time is going to put me in a pressure cooker situation. And as I'm growing in these places where there's some things that I felt like I had to compromise on, it was. And so what happens is that now I am trying to find ways to accelerate situations that necessarily were not right in the manner I had trying to get it done. So some of the things that I would like for you to consider are shortcuts that create long-term costs. Was I trying to shortcut a process or whatever it is? I was, because I wanted to continue to move forward. And so cutting corners may accelerate results temporarily, but erodes the trust permanently. And so I could not trust myself moving forward. I didn't know how to, because I didn't know what was needed when I was not honest and clear about which way I really wanted to go. And so ethical ideas and individuals understand that reputation compounds just like revenue, and damage is expensive to repair. And so in that situation, I had to resign my corporate America job. It took a while for my wife and I to rebound. It took a while for us to get back on track. And so one of the things I really would like for you to understand, that is something that's very, very hard to take on sometimes. When you have to take a step back and look like, wow, this wasn't right. This wasn't it. This wasn't the situation that we really wanted for ourselves. And now I have to look at life and look at how my integrity intact. And so with that integrity, that builds sustainable influence. And so as long as I was being honest with myself, which helped me to be honest with everyone else around me, my loved ones that were around me, people were able to follow the consistency before they were able to follow the vision. So I was consistently trying to be honest. I was consistently trying to say, hey, this isn't for me, or that's not for me, or whatever it is. And so now, when I say to my wife, hey, I got to let this go, she could understand a little bit, understanding like, hey, Maurice, these bills still need to be paid. But guess what? We understood that our faith was going to pull us through. That's another value that I have in my life, that, as long as I believe, as long as I have faith, that a higher being is going to make sure that we are okay. And so when your actions align with your values, trust grows naturally. It has been a long road for us in those situations, but it continued to grow. And so that growth, as when we are aligned, our values and trust grows naturally. So does loyalty, credibility, and long-term opportunities as well. Because some of those things where I was being honest and truthful, there were some other opportunities that were presented to me and given to me that I didn't even ask for, because I was being honest about where things were, what was going on in my life. So growth without integrity can be fragile. And so this matters because trust is the foundation of leadership. Trust is the foundation of partnerships. And trust is a long-term foundation of success. So growth will ensure momentum doesn't come at the cost of credibility. Ethical growth ensures momentum doesn't come at the cost of credibility. So how you grow matters just as much as how fast you grow. You have to ensure that you are staying true to your mission and your vision, both personally and professionally and entrepreneurially. Is that a word, y'all? But if you are understanding where you are and what's going on, integrity, when it leads, your success will last. Your reputation, your brand is stronger. So what I would like for you to do is just reflect on a decision that you're facing and ask, does this choice protect the person I want to become? Are your values in place? Is your ethical standards in place? What is it that's going to make you stand above the crowd? stand outside of the crowd, stand inside the crowd, and build your confidence along the way. I thank you very much for listening today.
Thanks for listening. Follow Maurice Chisholm on social media to stay connected and check back weekly for new episodes. Until next time, that will never work. Or will it?